Hello, everyone. Welcome to Small Biz Tips, guys. I am excited. I met this young man a couple months ago in Miami at a mastermind. He is killing it. I was so impressed by all that he does that I had to bring him on the show. So today I have my good friend Ty. What's going on, brother?
Hey, how's it going? How's it going?
I am fantastic. I'm excited because what you do, I don't do it. And I know you're gonna drop some gem that's gonna help a lot of people, man. So
Yeah,
tell
definitely.
us more about you. Who is Ty?
So my name is Taijaun, but I go by Ty. I'm
Mm-hmm.
a 20-year-old web designer, and I own a web design agency and a marketing agency here in Atlanta, Georgia. And my biggest goal this year is to teach entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs how they can make money using Instagram. Because in my opinion, Instagram is the most overlooked marketing tool there is.
Mm,
And I realize people spend more time using Instagram as
yeah.
opposed to letting Instagram use them as opposed to using Instagram.
Whoa, hold on. Say that again. People spend more time letting Instagram use
Instagram, use
them
them. You
as
gotta think
opposed
about
to,
it. You
yeah,
gotta
tell
think
me, tell
about
me
it.
more.
Every second that you're on Instagram, you're making them money, whether you realize it or not, because every time you slide past an ad, they're making
Mm-hmm.
money from it, right?
Wow.
So instead of just using Instagram, because me personally, in my
Mm.
opinion, Instagram can be very like distracting. It can be kind
Yes.
of toxic depending upon who you follow, all that good stuff,
Yes.
right? And honestly, me, even though I use Instagram for business, if I'm not using it for business, I'm not really using Instagram. That's just me
Mm.
personally, though, because you have to think about it, right? When you get on this platform, you scroll past ads, you're making them money.
Yeah.
But when you get on the platform and you have ads, now they're making you money. See, and that's
Yes,
kind of
it's
the
the
way I like to
reverse.
think. Yep, it's the reverse.
I
Exactly.
love it. I love it.
hmm
This is good. So before we even get to that, right? You said you're 20 and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and you have your own agency.
Yeah.
How'd you start with that? Let's start there. How did you get started?
So basically, when I was 15, about like 5 years ago,
Mm,
I've always been into web design and owning my own business. So when I was 15 years old, that's when I first made my first website. All right.
wow.
After my first website, it was my clothing brand. It was like named Snafu. That didn't do too well. And then I started dipping and dabbling into drop shipping.
Mm-hmm.
After I got into drop shipping, I learned a lot from drop shipping. I had three failed stores until my fourth store finally hit
Wait,
20,000.
hold on a second. Before you get to that 20,000, some business owners may not know what drop shipping is. Can you explain
Mm.
that?
Yeah, drop shipping is basically whenever you work with a third party supplier, typically in China, and
Mm,
whenever an order comes into your website that you built with your products,
wow.
you send that order automatically to the Chinese supplier, and they'll ship the product direct from their warehouse. So you hold no inventory, and ultimately there's almost no risk because you don't have
Wow.
to pay for inventory up front. And the only time inventory is spent, or the only time you're ever invoiced, is when
Mm-hmm.
product is shipped.
So you tell me that I can have a store without having all that inventory and get a warehouse and still make tons of money with the drop
Oh
shipping
yeah, no,
model.
definitely. Yes, definitely. People make hundreds of thousands, if not millions, doing this. Like it's
Wow.
really, really a big industry.
Wow.
But
So
yeah.
now let's go back. You mentioned you made 20 grand doing this?
Yeah. But before that 20 grand,
Yes. Tell us about
I
that.
had before that 20 grand, I had three failed attempts. See, I don't
Mm,
want anybody thinking this is gonna be dropshipping is just a walk in the park because I
yeah.
promise you it's not. But once you kind of crack the formula, you have a good ad, you have a good website,
Mm-hmm.
and everything is converting very well, then that's when you hit the ball right on the spot. Right. So fast forward after three failed stores, I finally had my first success with a store and ended up
Mm.
doing, I believe, 18 or 20,000. I want to say 18,000 rounded up in 3 weeks.
Whoa.
After launching it, it was very
Oh,
successful and it got me
wait.
here.
Hold on. Wait, how old were you?
At that time, I think I was 17, I want to
That's
say
amazing, bro. At
17.
17, all I was thinking
Yeah.
about was girls. And you and you were able to put a store together. Yeah, you had some fail attempt. That's everything else as an entrepreneur. We're gonna fail, but we're gonna learn from those failures.
Exactly.
You learn from that, and then your fourth store in 3 weeks, you made like 18 to 20 grand.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I don't want you to think that's all profit. That was
Yeah.
revenue generated. The
Mm-hmm.
profit probably came out to be with drop shipping, profit margins, good profit margins are
Yeah.
typically around 30%. So I was
Gotcha.
hovering around that 20-30% mark. But I mean, for me to even see profit was good in and of itself because that was my first time ever seeing profit,
That's
right?
amazing, man.
And the thing about it was that store itself, it set off like a domino effect because I learned
Mm.
so much from all my failed attempts. I learned so much from my failed attempts. I learned from all my failures and put it into that store. And then I ended up selling that store and I started building other stores. And that's pretty much where learned how to market and where I learned how to create websites. So it's like
Whoa,
win-win.
wait. You did what every entrepreneur trying to do: start a business and sell it. And you weren't even
Exactly.
18 yet.
Exactly.
It's
Exactly.
amazing.
Yeah, what
So,
I
so
used to have to do
yeah,
is I used to have to since I wasn't of age, I used to have my mom, she had to sign the escrow because all like transactions whenever you're buying and selling a business. Well,
yeah.
for me personally, I do it through escrow.com. She
Mm.
had to fill out all the paperwork and stuff because I wasn't of age yet.
How did your mom feel about this? My teenage kid is killing it.
My mom, one thing about my mom, I will give her, she's always been supportive in
Nice.
anything I've ever wanted to do. So like all my life, I would grow up, play basketball, and
Mm.
I had these dreams of going to the NBA. You know how that goes. And things took a not necessarily a turn for the left, but once I hit that 15-year-old range,
Yeah.
I started wanting to make money. I wanted to make my own money. Since
Mm.
seventh grade, I've been selling Jolly Ranchers out of a lunch bag.
You
Um,
born to be an entrepreneur, man.
yeah, yeah, but yeah, she's always been supportive. Anything I've ever done, she's never questioned it. Even when I said I don't think I want to go to school, she stuck by my side. Said, "Yeah, I agree
Wow.
with you. Do whatever you do. Do whatever you think is best for you." And that's
Let's
pretty
talk
much.
about that. You mentioned you told her you didn't want to go to school. Is that going to college, right? Like you said, hey, I don't want to
Yeah,
go to
yeah,
college.
yeah. So it wasn't high school, it was college. Because me personally, I don't think college is for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I don't agree the most with college. I don't think college helps people for the better,
Mm.
if I'm being honest myself. Because think about it, you're going to school for 2 to 4 years.
Yeah.
You're not guaranteed a job after you get out of school. And if you don't have any scholarships, everything's coming out of pocket. So as soon as
Yeah.
you get out of school, you're
You're in debt.
competing for a $50,000 a year job. Meanwhile, you still have $50,000 in debt. And then you're just adding on, adding on, adding on as years go on.
Uh,
You're slowly paying off, and it's still the school debt is just eating you alive month by month, year by
oh,
year
yeah.
as the time
I
goes on.
I agree 100% because what you've learned how to do with the internet and be able to learn from your failures and build something, that's pretty amazing. Now, how many stores have you created and sold? Because that's massive, man. You're in the merger and acquisition space. You buying companies, you selling companies. How many have
Yeah.
you done?
I've probably sold easily over 20, but that's
Wow.
because last no 2020,
Mm-hmm.
right? 2020 in the when the at the start of the pandemic,
Yeah.
I actually found this untapped way to sell websites. And once I found out, I was like, oh crap. Because let's go back a little bit,
Yeah.
right? From 15 to about 17, 18, I was building these websites, creating them,
Mm-hmm.
learning how to market, all that good stuff, right? 18 years old was when dropshipping started to slow down for me personally. I couldn't find any more winning products. My
Mm-hmm.
ad creators weren't converting. I was like, there has to be a pivot. There has to be a change, right? So what I did was I know how to create these high converting websites,
Yeah.
but it just seems like nobody's I know how to create these high converting websites, but I don't want to continue to take on the risk that comes with drop shipping, which is
Yeah.
spending. Let me tell you the downfalls of drop shipping as well. There's been times where I've spent $1,000 and I would make $0. I
Mm-hmm.
would be absolutely unprofitable. You see what I mean? But those are the
Yeah.
downsides. But from that one store that I probably spent, I want to say around 800 to $1,000 on ad spend, I generated probably like one or two sales.
Mm.
From that store, I learned that you can build these stores and just sell them instantly for profits on websites like Flippa. So what I did
Mm.
was I listed the website on Flippa because the website I created was a personalized website. So people
Yeah.
would be willing to pay top dollar for it. Created it, I listed it on Flippa. Once I listed it on Flippa, I said that I had no sales data. I spent no money on it, no traffic, all that good stuff, whatever. It ended up selling for $1,000. And I was like, whoa, I just
Genius.
created this website and I just sold it, even though it has no sales, and I sold it for $1,000. Mind you, I'm 17, 18 years old.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh crap, like this, I just made $1,000 like that. So now I duplicated the process. I was like, let me create another highly highly creative, highly personalized website and
Mm-hmm.
see if I can list it back on Flippa as a starter site. Boom, again, $1,000
Wow.
sell. And I'm like, I just figured something out. Like
You
I can
cracked the
just
code,
create,
man.
yeah, exactly. I can create these stores because that's what I've been learning throughout the years. And mind you, throughout the years, I'm also learning what's working versus what's not working. I'm
Yeah.
realizing that a lot of people are liking personalized websites, right? People want to take ownership of something that's personalized because
Mm.
you have to realize when something's personalized, people are more than willing to pull out their cards to buy it. Why? Because it's unique to them. So
Tell
I'm
me
thinking in
about
my,
that. When you
yeah.
said personalized, what does that actually look like? Is it like, store where it's around a personal products, or what's a personalized website really mean?
So for example, I'm trying to see if I have it in here. I think it's at the house. Um, but an example of a personalized website, let's say, have you ever went to, like, let's say the carnival or a theme park, and then you
Yeah.
seen people drawing the caricatures?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
That's an example of a personalized website. So let me give you an idea, right? What I would do is I would find, and this is just an example, I would
Yeah.
find somebody that created caricatures, right,
Mm-hmm.
on somewhere like Fiverr or something like that. Someone who's very talented, who could work very fast and create these
Mm-hmm.
personalized pictures, right? And then I would create a website. I would create a poster idea. Mind you, I would find this poster similar to dropshipping. It's called print on demand. So you
Mm-hmm.
can send these companies your file, your artwork, and they'll
Mm.
print it on anything, on posters, shirts, mugs, whatever, and they'll ship it
Sheesh.
without you holding any inventory, right? So I'm like,
Wow.
okay, cool. We have the supplier down pat. All we need is a personalized custom idea that people are willing to pay top dollar for. So what did I do? Create a product that sells, let's say, cartoons of somebody, and I say, hey, we sell, let's say I name the brand cartoonme.com.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be able to come to the website. They'll be able to pick the kind of poster they want. They enter their details such as first name, last name, their the color they want their shirt to be, and
Yeah.
upload a picture of yourself. Once they have that, once they upload a picture of themselves, all I would do is send it to the caricature designer. He'll send it back to me, and then I'll upload it to the print on demand supplier, and they'll ship the product. Now you have a personalized product.
Wow.
See, now
Wow.
you have to understand that people are gonna pay top dollar for something like this.
Yes.
Why? Because customers will eat this up. People will pay to have a caricature of them. People love personalized
Yeah,
products that are
yeah,
one
yeah. I
of
see
one.
what you're saying. That's mass. Yo, this is genius.
Yeah.
Now I'm curious. What was the highest amount you ever got for one of the websites you created?
For starter stores,
Mm-hmm.
the highest I ever got for starter stores, mind you, starter stores are stores that have no sales.
Yeah.
The highest amount I've ever got for one was probably like $3,500.
You
Yeah.
tell me you spent about 4 or 5 hours, created this
Yep.
website, and boom, sold it for 3,500 bucks on
Yep.
Flipper.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's
Because you have to.
amazing.
It's beautiful. And then once I found out Untapped method, that's when I was like, I know something. I'm onto something. So what
Yeah,
did I do? I created a course showing people how to do the same thing. And then
genius.
that's when I tapped into my Instagram marketing bag, and I started marketing on Instagram, and that's how I
Tell
was
us
able
about
to.
that. Tell us about
Yeah.
that. Wait, wait. So this is so good, right? You started at 15, you fail,
Hmm.
you learn. Boom, you got a winner. You build that up, you took the skill set, you transfer it to something else. Boom, you start killing it. And you're like, wait a
Hmm.
second, I can take this to the masses. And you create an ebook around it and you start
Hmm.
marketing on Instagram.
Exactly.
Why why did you choose Instagram? Why not TikTok or Facebook? Like
Yeah.
what went to your mind? You're like, yo, I could put this on Instagram and really market it and teach people.
Yeah. Because one thing I learned throughout the years of job shipping is Facebook every single year is getting more and more expensive.
Mm-hmm.
TikTok is it's tricky. If you can crack the TikTok code, you're good. But TikTok is tricky. It's not my ballpark.
Mm-hmm.
Google has never really been my thing. So knowing that all these marketing angles, it just left one thing: Instagram. What am I on every single day?
Mm.
What do I know about the most? What am I most familiar with? Everything led back to Instagram because I really genuinely didn't want to deal with Facebook. As much as
Yeah.
I love running Facebook ads, it's simply too expensive and it wasn't worth the risk for me. Because you have to remember, this was a new business venture at the time. I was like,
Yeah.
let me see if people would even want this course, right? So this is when I did this. I launched a pre-order, right? I didn't even have the product made yet. I didn't even have the course made yet. Because in my head,
Ooh, this is so good. Say that again. You didn't even have it made, but you launched a pre-order to test the market.
yeah, exactly. I'm
That's where
betting.
we fail. A lot of entrepreneurs fail that. They don't do that. They
Exactly.
spend all the money creating all this thing and it's not selling. This is
Exactly.
genius. You're a genius, bro.
I appreciate it. I forgot which book I read, but I got it from a book, and he was like,
Mm,
"Bet the idea. We have to start
mhm.
betting ideas as opposed to throwing thousands of dollars into things that we don't know if it's going to work yet or not." Right.
Yeah.
So it's called an MVP. I think it's called a most viable product. Having something
Yep.
as opposed to having nothing. So at the time, all I did was I created like a banner for the that was going to show on the landing page, and then I
Hmm.
created obviously the description, the price, and all that good stuff, and then I created ads for it. Right.
Mm,
I was like, let me see, let me test this out. All right. And what I would do is I would reach out to these big Instagram theme pages, right? And
yeah.
mind you, for anybody that doesn't know what an Instagram theme page, look at the Shade Room, look at Spiritual Word, look at Black Wall Street, look at all these
Mm,
big pages that have millions, if not hundreds of thousands of followers. If they post a specific kind of content
yeah.
and they don't show their face, it's a theme page. So
Gotcha.
Shade Room, Hollywood Unlocked, um, Black Wall Street, Black Wealth Crew, just to name a few, right?
Yeah.
But I would get on these big pages and I would say, hey, how much do you charge for a promo? Boom, they'll get back to me their rates. I'll send them my content. They'll
Yep.
post my ad in front of all 100,000s of their followers. Literally, mind
Wow.
you, I didn't have a product at
Exposure.
the time. I didn't have the product at the time. I just had the pre-order link. They would come, and before I knew it, I turned around 2, 3 days later. Before I even had the product, I made $5,000, and I was like, huh?
Whew,
From a
whew.
pre-order. So this validated that people wanted it, and then from
Wow.
there, it just skyrocketed.
Tell us, give us some tips around Instagram marketing because you gave something really big right now, the theme pages, right?
Hmm.
Finding the right theme pages to advertise, and you share a couple good ones, which I think is amazing. What else do you do on Instagram to really get it going? Because beside the theme pages, do you do anything else to kind of market the products on Instagram, on your own page, on stories?
Gotcha. Yeah, I see what you mean. So typically what I would do is, and this is my strategy, and it
Mm-hmm.
still works till this day, is once you get an ad up on one of these pages, you'll
Yeah.
literally fill your story up with testimonials of people that work with you or have
Mm,
done what you've done or whatever. You'll just fill it up with testimonials. So when people, mind you, your ad is being shown to hundreds of thousands of people. So
yeah.
at least 10,000 people are going to click your profile, whether they follow, like, or support, whatever, they're going
Yeah.
to click your profile, right? But once they come to your profile, now they're like, okay, who's this kid? Right
Yeah.
now, that's why in your story, that's why you have all your testimonials on your
Hmm.
page. And then on this is key too, your story, what is it called? The story highlights, the
Yeah. Yeah.
circles
Yeah.
that
The
we
highlights. Yeah.
yeah, highlights. It's important that you put some of your wins and some of your 5-star reviews under there because you have to understand
Mm,
people are coming from an ad. They don't know who you are, and you
yeah.
have to build some kind of rapport with them, right? So if you go to my Instagram page, you would see every time I have an ad. If you ever
Hmm.
see on my story that I'm posting testimonials, I more than likely have an ad out. And then I also have it in my story highlights. And then as well, me personally, my strategy is I post inspirational and motivational kind of content so people
Hmm.
kind of know, like, and trust me more. All right.
Nice.
So my biggest tip, if I was to give one tip, would be to get on these pages. And once you get on these pages, show some of your testimonials in your stories as soon as you go live on these ads. Show it
Wow.
in your story highlights. Constantly post. That's one thing. Constantly post. And when people reach out to you, because you will start getting dozens, if not hundreds of DMs,
Yeah.
reach back out to them. I mean, even if it's a simple question like, hey, how'd you get started? Tell them, because you
Mm,
never know. This a paying
yeah.
customer is a paying customer is a paying customer. So this customer,
Say
this
that
customer
again.
a paying customer is a paying customer is a paying customer.
Wow.
If we can get them to become a paying customer, guess what? They'll more than likely buy from you again and again and
Hmm.
again. So build that relationship with them. Somebody reaches out to me and says, let's say they say something as little as, hey man, I see what you're doing. I appreciate you for giving out the free yen. Hey, I appreciate you for giving me a follow. No doubt,
Mm,
bro. Let me know if you ever have any questions. Before you know it, hey, I just purchased your ebook. It's been doing
nice.
good. Yeah, I just have this. I came out with this new 30-day boot camp, and I wanted to know if you would like to be a part of it. Yeah, hell yeah, man. Boom.
That's
Now you just turned
awesome,
a
man.
$40 sell into over $1,000 sell. You see what I mean?
Yo, you are killing it. Listen, you even gave us an amazing tip. How do people get in touch with you? People want to work with you. What should they do? Like, is there a website? How do they find you?
Yeah. You can follow me on Instagram at Taijaun. So
Mm-hmm.
Taijaun. And then for anybody that's really interested in really learning about Instagram marketing and kind of the secrets behind it, as I like to call it, you can definitely get my ebook, my new ebook that just came out. It's called,
Nice.
you can find it at www.sellanythingonig.com.
Say
And
that
yeah, man,
again.
www.sell, SELL,
Mhm.
anythingonig.com.
Fantastic. We're gonna put that in the show notes, guys. Check out Ty. He is a genius, young entrepreneur, killing it, man. Thank you for jumping on and sharing the knowledge. One last thing, right? That ebook that you promoted on Instagram, how much did you make from it in your first 12 months of doing it?
I made over $100,000 in only 7 months. Mind you, that's not my new ebook. That was the course that I originally came out with
Wow.
for building, creating Shopify websites. Right. So my goal with this new ebook is gonna.
Yeah, you're definitely gonna kill it, guys. Check it out. This is the guy. Ty is the man. He's killing it with IG. So check him out, and we are out. Thank you again,
Appreciate
man.
you for having me, man. Have a good one.